So I must say, just listening to you guys chat a little bit there, I do love how your immediate assumption is that a new enemy on the field means I'm just going to wipe the floor with you.
Yes. I mean, all I've been rolling is ones.
Yes. And to be fair, to be clear, Amy said, hand our arse to us now. That doesn't mean to say they're going to defeat us in battle necessarily. Maybe they've come with a gift.
Of your arse?
Yes. Maybe they're going to wrap a bow around us and present it to us.
There we go. Wrap a bow around it and make sure to get some properly biodegradable wrapping paper. Callback. Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 Side, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom, and I'm your Games Master for this and for many other games. And I'm joined by our regular cast members of Mr. Stu Jackson.
Hello.
Mr. Neil Kelly.
Hello.
Mr. Darren Mafucci.
Hello.
And Miss Amy Chislett.
Hello.
Good evening, folks. Welcome back. How are we all?
Hey.
Good. Loving that callback. That was 68 episodes ago, you know.
That was a whole 68 episodes. When your biggest problem was Otto polluting the river with some gift wrap.
So, and what have we learned in that time, Otto?
I don't need to pretend I'm buying a present for someone.
Well, we haven't actually been to any more shops where we can buy weapons. We need to get to a city. I've been saying this off air to Dom. We need to go to a city so we can do a shopping episode.
That's it. I think it's less that Otto's learned that he doesn't need to get everything gift wrapped, and it's more that he hasn't had the chance.
Indeed. Oh gosh. What's what have Della and Brother Amos learned in their time since joining the party?
That I can take a kicking and keep on ticking.
Okay, is this back to your relationship with with Otto?
Like we said in the little post game chat last time, it is getting a little bit spicy.
So I can keep it that way. We've been isolated for a long time.
Mm-hmm. And if you're listening to this and don't know what Tom means by post-game chat, then you need to listen to the episodes again, but keep listening till after the theme tune has ended.
That's it. We've gone full Marvel, folks. We've started doing we've been doing it for a while. We have post-credit scenes for your diligent listening enjoyment.
Yep. Yeah, and the first person who messages to tell us what episode we started doing it on wins the prize of a mention.
Hey.
There you go.
I hope.
Nice. So I don't
too many prizes on my podcast.
I don't mean to derail your conversation there, Stu, but I've just been looking through my notes that I've been making for these next few sessions, and for some reason, I pre-rolled myself 28d6, and I don't know why.
Okay.
So look forward to finding out what that's in reference to.
Okay.
28d6.
28d6. So how many goblins does the troll have in his platoon?
Hopefully that's the amount of gold we're about to find.
Could be. Like the way you think. What's Della learnt then since being with... Because Della's obviously not been with the party quite as long.
Yeah, she's not really sure what's going on.
No. Is she regretting her decision?
Well, we've gone on this little trip. I mean, the highlight of which was when Otto turned into a shark. And
of course.
Yeah.
Well, that was for me too.
So... yeah, I'm not sure what awaits us once we get to the White Throne. I think that's going to be fun for Della to find out.
Does Della wish she was back at home?
That's it, because Della is technically not beholden to your great mission the same way the rest of you guys are.
I mean, Brother Amos had only popped out for a pint of milk when he bumped into those two. It's been gone for
but no,
fucking
Della-
weeks.
Hang on, just to backtrack. So Della was about to tell us about, if she preferred to be back home, amongst those people you were telling us about. What were their names again?
What people?
The people from home.
Oh, the people from home. Yeah. Yeah. Those people I've definitely been talking about.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice try there, Stu. Nice try.
Della's learned she's very good at keeping secrets. No.
It's almost a superpower.
Yeah. I don't know if Della's overly keen on going back home. I'll say that. Maybe we'll find out
We'll
more.
get this out of
Yeah, maybe that'll happen. Who knows? We'll probably have to come out.
I mean,
with
the
something.
ironic thing is, all these party members have all their secrets that they're, oh no, can't reveal them. Right, Alwyn is actually really, really open about his past and his background. It's just that nobody's happened to ask.
Was
What does
that
that
hint
tell
there,
you?
Stu? Would you like somebody to ask?
No. I find it amusing that.
I mean, if all you want is someone to ask, Stu, I do have a queue of 10 NPCs who can come in and ask you repeatedly.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
There we go. Right. So yeah, what do you guys think about the current situation you're in? You've just fought off a wave of attacks from some large grey-skinned creatures, and there turns out all along that there was a fourth hidden nearby.
I just want to know when we can go to sleep. It's been a long day.
I would like to know that as well, but in real life.
I think we're all about to die.
Nah. Such little faith.
I mean, I might be about to die in real life because it is getting slowly warmer. Like I'm starting to feel my face getting very sticky.
It is. I mean, to sort of echo Della's sentiment, really, it is becoming a bit just par for the course. This, it's like, oh right, okay, we're out camping. Okay, I wonder what's going to attack us tonight then.
I mean, you're in a dangerous part of the world.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As to harken back to something from a few episodes ago, that Rovergerg picked us up on. Yeah, just because it's called Twig does not mean say it's not dangerous. And I stand by this. This is, as you rightly say, Dom, it is a dangerous part of the world, and I will die on this hill, probably because it's dangerous.
I do have the Splinter Elemental hiding just round in the next corner for you.
Not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan. Don't like that. No.
Everyone bought their gloves.
Tweezers. I need tweezers. Stat.
That's it. But the Splinter Elemental is a hypothetical problem that you may face in the future. I think we'd better go back into the game and focus on the real problem you're currently dealing with. What do you reckon?
Yes, with his big sharp bony claws that hopefully won't splinter.
I mean, I feel like if anything's going to be splintering, it'll be you guys.
Ooh, that's
Right.
fighting talk.
Yeah.
Right, let's get on with this.
Yeah, I believe the full phrase is, where I come from, that is fighting talk, so it's a damn good job I moved.
There we go. All right then, so our adventurers, Orwin Tumbleton, Brother Amos, Otto von Niederschläger and Della Thornbury, having been rudely awakened from their night's watch, kind of just as the sun was going down, awoke to find themselves being assailed by three lumbering creatures that were trying and failing to sneak up on their camp. The party did battle with these creatures, dispatching them one after the other until only one remained. And as this one creature basically decided to cut its losses and leave you alone, it called out into the darkness, calling to a Jurgen, who had apparently promised them that this was going to be an easy fight. And whilst Della paused to inspect the corpse of one of these creatures they had felled, you became aware of a rustling in a tree overlooking the camp. And with a growl, a voice which you can only assume to belong to this creature known as Jurgen, sort of growled out, "Idiots! Guess I have to do everything myself." Before landing with a thud in the snow next to your campfire. Was a fourth one of these creatures, sort of still with the same grey skin, but sort of with these large bony claws in place of a metal hook, a long mane of white hair running down its back, and its skin crisscrossed with sort of blue lines that looked almost like frost. And that is where we bring ourselves back in. As we come back into the game, this creature, this fourth one that you hadn't seen, sort of drops down from the tree next to the camp, and sort of just surveys the scene for just a moment. So it's seeing you all ready with weapons, and it sort of looks at the three of you and speaks once again in this gruff, growly voice. "Well now, seems you've taken care of my friends. Perhaps we can make this problem go away."
That's it?
That is going to end its turn. If you want to stay in rounds, it is Otto's turn.
Well, I think I'm an attacking. I can get to him in. Can I get to him in one move?
So your snake moves
20 feet.
20 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20. It would take you 2 moves to get to him, but you could still make an attack if you wanted.
Yes, I'll do that. I'll go to him and attack. Oh,
Alright, Otto is in no mood for negotiation.
I assume the fight is just carrying on, so I will move to him and I will make my attack.
Alright, roll that attack, Otto.
It is a natural 20.
Oh, okay. Okay, Otto. So, roll your damage. I will see what you get for your critical hit.
Damage is 2d4 plus 1d6 plus 5, which is 4 plus 1. That's 5 points of piercing.
Is that? Have you doubled it?
No. So that's 10 points of piercing plus 10 points of poison plus 5.
Fucking hell.
Plus 10.
Sorry?
Plus 10.
Oh, is
It's
it?
doubled. Yeah.
Oh, I guess double 2. So 30 points of damage.
Jesus. So Otto, as previously mentioned, completely not in the mood for negotiation.
Really not.
Slides between Brother Amos's legs, and with a lunging snake leap, Otto, you lunge straight under this creature's jaw and take out a big. There's a big gout of blood comes flying out as you detach yourself. Yeah, that's a nasty hit on this creature there, Otto.
We're not fucking about today.
You
It's
notice.
late. It's late. I haven't had enough sleep.
You notice, Otto, that as you kind of withdraw, the wound you left is sort of deep and gaping and is continuing to ooze blood. You drew Gusher, Otto. That creature is taking persistent bleed damage from that injury.
Gusher.
I was
Gusher.
rather hoping, given the voice, the throaty, deep voice, that there was going to be a crit card called Consistent Monologue. That had put paid to him.
That's it. Well, in some ways, I'm glad that you've stated your intentions, because it means that I don't have to talk in that voice for any longer. I don't have to. But as you sort of dive in and tear a chunk out of this creature, a bony clawed hand goes up to its neck. You can see, struggling in pain, it sort of looks down. Well, I tried. End of Otto's turn.
And you
It is-
failed.
It is Nadia. Nadia is very simply going to step up toward the creature, sort of looking at it as she does so. She sort of looks at it and says, right, this one, it doesn't seem much different from the others. It's quite large and lumbering. The skin's a bit thicker, quite tough hide there. You'll have to hit it nice and hard. You'll get through. She uses her guiding words on the creature for a second action, and for a third action, she will swing at it with her battle axe. Okay, and there is a thud as she cuts into the creature's flank with her axe, and sort of withdraws it with a trickle of blood running down its side. That will end Nadia's turn. Alwyn.
Okay, the first thing Alwyn will do, he will run up behind this creature, so he's in a flanking position with Otto. Okay. He will attack the creature, as that seems to be what we're doing.
22 is enough to hit. Roll damage.
4 points of piercing damage.
4 points of damage, very nice.
And last action will command Chardonnay to attack. So Chardonnay can just get to next up to the creature with one action and take a bitey bite with those jaws. 19.
19 hits. Roll damage for Chardonnay.
5 points of piercing damage.
5 points of piercing damage. I feel like it might have been a mistake to basically allow you guys a free turn. I don't know why I thought you were going to talk to this thing. I really don't.
Maybe on another day we would have done, but...
There we go. Are you all done there, Olwyn? I think you are.
That's my 3 actions, yes.
Move, strike, Chardonnay.
Not strike Chardonnay!
There's a comma there. There's a comma there. Brother Amos, it's your turn.
I'd like to attack it.
And let your fist do the talking.
Actually, I want to use my grappling hook to drag the creature to the ground.
Yeah, you certainly can. So it'll be an action to take out your grappling hook. It'll be an action to throw the grappling hook, which will be an athletics roll.
$25 total in athletics.
25 is going to succeed. I'll say you do sort of manage to latch your grappling hook onto it. And what was the last thing you wanted to do?
Pull it to the ground.
Try and get it to the ground. Okay.
So I can kill it.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, so murderous.
I feel like the heat and various things that have happened in the real world today have made you guys a bit bloodthirsty.
Wow. I mean, this thing came up to us without wearing a fucking mask.
It is not observing social distancing rules.
It is not.
That's for sure.
And neither will we if we give him a kicking.
All right. So I tell you what, we'll call this a trip attempt there, Brother Amos. Please roll another athletics check.
Another 25 for athletics.
25. Oh, that's so close to being a critical there, Brother Amos. But you do indeed, as you kind of wrap this hook around the creature's body, sort of left a bit off balance from Otto's strike, you with a tug on the rope, the creature comes crashing to the ground and is now prone on the floor. Your hook does kind of dislodge as you do so, and you kind of wheel it back. But the creature is on the ground. So that's going to end your turn. From where you are, Brother Amos, you see the other one of these creatures that attacked you just disappearing further off into the trees, and after a second you lose sight of it completely. That's going to bring us on to Della Thornbury. What would you like to do?
Okay, so he's lying on the floor. Where are we? Okay.
Kick him. You kick him when he's done.
I kind of want to find out what he wanted though. Right, I can bring myself closer into a flanking position with Chardonnay, and I'll go in with a stab with my rapier.
Yeah, you can easily get there. So yeah, you sort of you join your companions in rushing around the creature.
Surround it. And I rolled a 25. As well.
25 is. Oh, hang on.
Oh, is it a critical success?
It's going to be a critical.
Because it is flat-footed, 25 is a critical hit.
Yay! Right, this does stuff now. So I get a deadly D8 with that.
You do. So what that means is you roll your damage for the rapier, and then you double it, and then you get a D8 on top of that.
Okay, and then I get my sneak attack, which is just
the sneak attack is also going to be doubled.
Yay! Okay, right. So D6 is 6, 11, so 22 doubled. Those. My D8 is 3, so 25. That is our lucky number today.
Is 25 points of damage there, Della, and once again, I will tell you what your crit card was so that you can flavour this kill appropriately. Della, your crit card was tongue piercing. How would you like to bring this creature down?
Ooh! So, because Brother Amos has just grappled him with the hole that's in his throat and pulled him down, I can just imagine that his tongue's just sort of lolled out there a little bit, so I just go up and stab it with my rapier.
Alright, you do so. And silencing this creature permanently and forever losing what kind of vital plot exposition it had to give you.
Definitely not now.
You impale the creature through the mouth, and it grunts for a second, makes a feeble swipe to you with these horridly sharp-looking claws that you imagine might have been quite painful had they been brought to bear on you. The creature struggles for a second before going limp against your rapier, Della, and then slumps to one side. You are out of combat. Well done.
Right.
Well, if you want to tie him up very, very quickly, I might be able to help.
This doesn't sound... I thought we were going to go to bed now.
Quick!
I will tie him up.
Alright, yes, let's tie him up. I will come out of snake form.
As you begin to tie up this creature, you discover that the body is very, very limp and completely unresisting, and after a second you realise that it is dead.
Is it dead, or is it dying?
It's dead.
Oh. Yeah.
You gathered round it, pummeled the shit out of it, and then skewered it through the head.
Yeah,
it's dead.
Yeah. I'll try and lay on hands anyway.
You don't spend the focus point and it has no effect.
Okay. Right, who's really injured? Because I've charged my hand up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty beaten up.
Of the two of them, Dom, which looks most injured?
I'm happy for you to have your hit points open to each other. That doesn't bother me.
Go on, tell me it.
I'm on 29.
I'm on 37.
Out of...
My max HP is 73.
Okay, Brother Amos gets the lay on hands. And Alwyn issues... That's 12 hit points back, by the way.
Mentioned this last time with wholeness of body. Because lay on hands is a focus spell, it is heightened, automatically heightened.
It is. It is.
Now, is the heightening on lay on hands +1, or is it at a specific level?
No, I thought that was heightened because it starts off as 6.
Yeah, it starts off as 6. You're now level 5, so your focus spells are heightened to level 3.
Oh,
So it's actually going to be 18 hit points back.
excellent. Okay, you also get +2 AC for 1 round, but you know.
That's it. Wow, that was a nice little indicator as to what is a challenge for you guys or not.
Okay.
We got lucky.
Alwyn issues up a very quick prayer to Caden Kalian and takes a quick swig out the stein with desperate prayer. And he can do another lay on hands, which he will do on Della.
Oh, thank you.
And then he sits over in a corner for 10 minutes just drinking. I mean, he's not recharging his focus point, he's just drinking. No, but he'll recharge his focus point.
Sure. How long do you want to stay up for?
Does this creature that we felled is also just wearing a loincloth, or does he have anything more substantial?
This individual sort of slightly larger individual is actually wearing what looks to be sort of very rudimentary hide armour that's been made from sort of scraps of fur and leather and stuff.
For Alwyn's bit, he's going to stay up another 20 minutes. He's going to recharge his focus point, give Brother Amos another lay on hands.
Yep.
So that's another 18 back. Then he's going to recharge his focus point again, but not use it before going back to bed.
Sure, no worries.
So he's got it ready in case it all kicks off again.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you return to your rest?
I'll take the first watch again.
Are we still on first watch, or is it time for second? We might as well move to second watch.
We were still on first watch. This all happened kind of just as the rest of you had got to sleep, and Della was still on watch.
Well, whilst you're on watch, Della, can you remake the bloody fire? You made a right mess of it. Thank you.
I'm going to assume that the group sort of assists in getting a fire going properly, because otherwise, get a fire going.
You can assume some of the group will. It's just.
I mean,
he's
if you want to correct me and just say you will start to freeze to death, you can do that as well.
Is it late at night or not?
No, it's kind of just past sundown, really, but it is beginning to get very cold.
Perhaps I'll cast one of my new spells. I have a cozy cabin spell.
Oh, awesome!
Right.
Cozy cabin's great.
Tell me about Cozy Cabin there, Otto.
Let me just have a look, because I hadn't thought I was going to do it, but...
Stu got inordinately excited then.
Cozy cabin. I can shape a cabin 20 feet on each side and 10 feet high. Has the structure trait and the same restrictions as magic items that create structures. The walls of the hut are simple and wooden with small square glass windows, and it has one wooden door. It doesn't include its own lock, but it has a fastener to which a lock can be applied.
Very nice. So Otto just makes a house.
It makes a house with three cots, one chamber pot, and a small fireplace holding a magical fire. So we don't need to rebuild the fire.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So kind of as some of the group, Della and Nardi, begin to rebuild the fire, Otto takes a minute just to trace out some magic symbols and sort of pace around a small area, and for a moment you wonder what he's doing, and you consider sort of asking him to actually give you a hand with the fire, and then there is a faint popping sound as conjured into existence is this small, quite cosy looking cabin.
But there is one proviso. Other creatures can freely enter and exit the hut without damaging it, but if I exit the hut, the spell ends.
That's it. So Otto has to stay inside.
I have to stay inside.
Shame.
but it does last for 12 hours, so you can absolutely have your rest in there.
Alwyn will quite happily tell you that he used to know someone in the past who used the cozy cabin spell regularly. So yes, brilliant! I'm so glad you can do that. Why were we laying on the cold, hard, bloody fire? In fact, why didn't you cast it when we were by the river and trying to warm up?
I wasn't able to then. This is a new trick I've learned.
Ah, right.
Otto has rested and meditated on what he's learned.
He wants to be warm.
Excellent.
All right. So Otto, mark off one of your 3rd level spell slots, and you guys now have a warm, comfortable place to sleep for the night.
Question: if Otto casts that as a shark, is it a tank of water?
I don't know. I don't know if the shark can cast spells. That's the thing.
Well, not if there's a somatic element.
That's it. Hasn't got hands.
No. No. Somatic is verbal, isn't it? Oh no, verbal.
That's verbal.
So, yeah, somatic is
yeah.
No.
So I can't do the.
Yeah. So you can't.
I can't do the abracadabra.
Verbal. You can't do finger waving. If it's touch spell, maybe.
Yeah. So you guys have a nice, comfy place to sleep for the night. Are you continuing with your watch pattern?
Well, I will have to drop out because if I leave the hut, then unless I do my watch looking out the window.
Yeah, but you can do if you like. Up to you guys.
Yes, makes sense to me.
If you're happy for me to take my watch inside the house, but
yes.
Yeah. So,
right.
Is there anything else you guys want to do before you go back to sleep?
Does anyone have a lock on them?
You mean like a padlock?
Like a padlock? Yeah, padlock.
No.
Right, we need to add that to the shopping list for when we get to a fucking city. Because then, when Otto casts his cozy cabin, we can put a lock on the door. We'll be much safer. I mean, we'll not be completely safe because it's it's a little wooden hut.
Well, no, you only need only if we're leaving it. We don't need a padlock. Because it's got a fastener. We just need something to put through it.
Well, no,
we don't actually need something
could
that
still
locks.
come and lift the lock and walk in. That's the point. We need
No, I mean
it
would serve as a padlock, but they wouldn't be able to get to it, and you'd have to get inside the hut to reach it.
No, I think the spirit of the wording there, Neil, is that you can't lock the door unless you buy a lock to put on it.
Right.
Yeah, because look, it's got the button on the outside that'll lift the latch. Yes.
But yeah, if there's nothing else you guys want to do, in your new lovely cozy cabin, you do return to your rest, and your watches progress, perhaps to your surprise, completely now without incident, and sort of sheltered in this nice warm interior. Obviously, you kind of have to fight between yourselves over who gets a bed and who has to sleep on the floor, because there's only 3. But yeah, you spend quite a pleasant night in relative comfort as the wind and the snow howls around outside you.
This is the life, eh?
Well, I don't mind keeping on the floor next to Chardonnay. I've got my bedroll, so that's fine. I don't mind.
All right, and so before too long, you begin to see the first vestiges of sunrise rising above. As mentioned, you complete your rest without incident, and you're ready to take on the day. What would you all like to do?
Well, the first thing I'd like to do, perhaps over breakfast, is we need to come up with a name for the cabin, don't we? If it's going to be our regular little resting spot. I was thinking, as we're now very officially called the Fishy Friends.
When did we decide that?
We said the riverbank. I think this ought to be the Fortress of Doom.
Or Dunkilling.
No, Fortress of Doom.
Fortress of Doom.
Fortress of Doom. Fishy friends in the Fortress of Doom.
It doesn't sound very heroic.
Does it have to?
But how are you going to get jobs if you don't sound heroic?
I've got to say, I've been watching the way we behave. We don't particularly behave very heroic either. So,
Was Brother Amos not riding Otto as a shark not heroic?
that was
I felt
impressive.
heroic.
Impressive. Okay.
Yeah, on a scale of heroic, it was probably about a Superman.
It was something epic. It's a shame not more people saw it. It's a shame the troll didn't live to tell the tale, or the Merrow.
Are you saying then perhaps we ought to have a name that involves a shark somehow, like Sharky and the Fishy Friends? You don't look very...
No. No.
After careful consideration, no. Okay, yeah. So, yeah.
At least I'm coming up with ideas. I mean, you know.
Yes, that is to be commended.
Until then, until you come up with ideas, it's Fishy Friends in the Fortress of Doom.
Please don't introduce us as that.
Now, we're the Fishy Friends, and we've come from the Fortress of Doom to seal your fate, but in a good way.
And what do you have for dinner?
Fish.
We would like to buy some beer.
You can't call us fishy friends and then eat fish.
No, we're friends who eat fish. That makes us the Fishy Friends.
Oh.
Because we smell fishy, because we've been handling fish.
Well, even fish eat fish.
Well, some do. Some do. We can be the Oscars. Clean up at award season. At least Tom found that funny.
I think we're reaching a bit here.
Brother Amos stomps off to complete the mission on his own.
He just left. All right.
Thinking about how heroic that name is, the Fishy Friends of the Fortress of Doom.
Cool. All right. So in terms of mechanics, obviously you guys have finished your rest, so you get back anything that you would normally get back on when you sleep. So you get back your spells, any abilities that are once per day, and if you weren't already at full, you get back hit points equal to your level times your con bonus.
That's better. I feel rested.
I came through unscathed again.
Yes. Chardonnay's fine.
Do you remember how every time we used to get into a fight, I used to nearly die?
I'm here now.
That's made all the difference.
Cool. Anyway, folks, so you have finished your night's rest and kind of had your breakfast and discussed names over breakfast and that sort of thing. What would you like to do now?
But we're heading on to White Throne. Let's
go to White.
I'm not playing World of Warcraft.
I was I thought it was somewhere in North
Throne.
French.
I called it Ice Crown in a description. And Tom pulled me up on it. I'm like, where have I got Ice Crown from?
So the big bad is Arthas.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this Witch Queen doesn't have a sword quite as big as his. Yeah. Not that size matters, folks.
You keep telling yourself that's true.
I keep telling everybody that.
There we go. So are you continuing on your journey to White Throne?
Yes.
You sure you don't want to go fishing, Alwyn? You sure?
As the Fishy Friends. Because it's our thing now, isn't it? Fishy Friends.
I think it's your thing.
No, we got fish. We got plenty of fish.
All right. As you kind of complete your rest, you begin packing up your things. Sort of grateful for having spent a night in relative comfort. Kind of true to his word, as Otto steps out of the door of the cabin, with a faint pop, the cabin itself completely disappears, and you find yourselves back in the cold, snowy landscape of Northern Irison.
And Brother Amos, who was on the top bunk of the cot,
just falls out.
Well, I was wondering, like, if you're not the last person to come out, does anybody who was in the cabin disappear with it? Or?
No. No, you just left sprawling on the ground.
Okay.
Brother Amos is revealed crouching, squeezing one out.
Oh dear.
You were using the chamber pot.
Paper.
I imagine the inside is a bit like the Banana Splits house, where you got furniture that's just painted on the wall.
I mean, whilst we were getting the recording sorted out a second ago, you guys may be aware I was humming the Banana Split tune, so maybe that is the case. Maybe that is canon. I've decided that's canon. All the furniture is painted on inside the walls.
How's it decorated? How's Otto's cozy cabin decorated? What kind of wallpaper does he have, or is it?
Well, obviously,
colours
I have my flying ducks by the fireplace.
Where the flying ducks belong, eh?
And all my cushions are embroidered with things like live, laugh, love.
Oh, I don't know if Alwyn can go back in there.
There's a big poster on the wall saying "Keep calm and carry on."
Oh, Jesus.
Well, glad that's gone then.
There we go.
So when you bring the cozy cabin, we burn it. Yeah, that's
It's really very cozy.
the plan.
It's like being at your grandmother's house. There's lots of doilies, but they're
It's
just
covered in lace
painted on.
doilies.
Lace doilies and tea cozies.
So what you're saying is there's lots of white splodges everywhere, but we won't ask about them.
You guys are filthy. Absolutely filthy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Muck.
When you go to put
about?
your Caden Kalian Everlasting Tanker down, I'll push a little coaster underneath so that you don't leave it staying.
I just imagine it also has like a little doormat that says "Bless this mess."
That is the best way to deal with ring marks. Prevention. Fill the coaster.
This cabin's rocking. Don't come near.
All right. So with your rest completed, folks, and the goal of the city of Whitethrone now within striking distance. You estimate you only have perhaps a day left to get there. Maybe not even that, depending on how well you travel. You pack up your things, you get the sleds moving, and you pick up the Boreal Trail once more. And after about 3 hours of winding your way through the pines and the conifers, the canopy abruptly gives way to a more sinister environment. You find yourselves still travelling through a forest, but in stark contrast to the verdant evergreens that previously flanked the road, you now find yourself surrounded by the twisted, leafless husks of countless beech trees. And a chill wind cuts through the woods as you press on, somewhat nervously. After another tense hour of travel, the bare branches of this silent sepulchre mercifully part to reveal a breathtaking sight. A rolling plain of gleaming snow stretches out in front of you, and your eye is immediately drawn to the enormous walled settlement that lies ahead, perched on the cliffside. With its buildings of ivory and ice dominating the skyline and its blanket of perpetual winter, the city of Whitethrone is an impressive sight to behold. To the south of the city, on the left as you see it, a majestic collection of frozen spires sits atop a precarious-looking island of rock and reaches for the ashen grey sky, whilst a bridge of purest alabaster white is all that connects it to the rest of the city. Perhaps 2 miles in the distance, the skull-topped outer wall rises ominously to greet you, as if it were a skeleton clambering from a grave. On your right, you can see that the beech forest you have just left wraps around the plain to the north, whilst on your immediate left, the cliffs tumble down hundreds of feet until they meet the frigid surface of the great glacier lake. And as you take a moment to soak in the majesty of the sight before you, Nadia brings her sled to a halt. She motions for you to do the same and begins to lead your caravan towards a smaller path that breaks away from the main road and leads down the cliffside. Right, we're going to dismount and go the rest of the way the fish camps on foot. These cliffs are treacherous, so dogs don't do so well on them.
Oh, what about Chardonnay?
I mean, Chardonnay you'll be fine, but I mean, you can't go at speed is what I mean.
Oh, I see. All right, I see what you mean. Yes, okay.
Were you expecting Nadia just to leave her dogs here on their own?
I thought that's what Nadia was saying. Yes, I didn't know. I don't know. One thing I actually, before we go on, I'd like to try. So in the vista, if I'm getting this right, Dom, is there's a large sort of skull-shaped part of the wall of White Throne. Is that right?
Yes. So the skull, the wall itself seems to be topped with skulls that kind of run all around the outside.
Right. Okay. Right. You all wait here. Alwyn's going to get himself in position. He's going to face the rest of everybody else. He's going to stand with these these skulls behind him, get them lined up so it's like in a line. He's going to take his rapier out. He's going to hold it aloft and say, "By the power of white skulls!"
Oh dear. Olwen, please take a fortitude save.
Really?
I don't know.
I'm not joking for once.
Right, okay. 16.
16. A faint trickle of blood begins to pour out of Olwen's nose as he takes 1 point of just general damage.
General damage.
I think I might have sort of nicked myself with the sword as I flicked it up. Never mind. I'll put his sword away. Okay, just thought I'd try.
There we go.
Right. Let's carry on then.
All right.
Are you all looking at me funny?
Well, let's find the front door, shall we? Perhaps all these skulls. Perhaps it's some kind of puppet show they like to put on for us.
Oh, sort of like the Gottle of Gear things.
Gotta look here. I think I've seen them on bridges before. Heads on spikes.
Right, I think we're talking about something different there. Okay.
Punch and Judy took a dark turn. All right, so yeah, you've kind of just come out of this dead beech forest that you've been in for a little while, and Nadia is pulling the caravan off to this path to one side. What are you guys doing?
Was there anything obvious that killed the beech trees? Is it just winter basically that has stripped them, or is there something more going on?
I tell you what, Olwen, kind of as you were going through, because you were sort of travelling through the trees for a little while. Anybody who wants to can make a nature roll.
Oh, I think I can.
We'll have a ponder on that.
8.
Natural 20, 29.
Very nice.
Oh, I can't beat that. No.
What did you roll anyway, Otto?
I haven't rolled it, but I'll. 14.
14.
16.
Della, did you roll?
Yeah, 16.
16, okay. So kind of as you were passing through, all of you kind of taking some time to pay attention to the trees, especially as they probably felt a little bit creepy. As you're walking through, Amos, Della, and Olwyn, sort of not really taking too much time to inspect the trees. You were more focused on just getting yourselves through this part of the trail. Whilst you were doing that, Otto, you took the time to inspect the trees more closely. Amos, not Otto. I got you around. Amos, you took the time to be a little bit more daring, and as you did so, you found yourself sort of hopping off the sled here and there, and sort of actually running your hand across the body of these trees. And with your amazing knowledge of nature there, apparently, Brother Amos, you figured out that these beech trees, whilst they look dead, there is still life in them. There is still some sense of vibrance that's hidden deep within. And although these beech trees are not dead, they might as well be with the state that they're in. But in terms of what's causing it, the best thing you can put your finger on is just the perpetual winter that exists in Irison.
Okay. I don't really know what to do with that information.
Do we need to get away from these dead trees?
These dead, undead trees.
Perhaps
quite
completing our mission and bringing back the Witch Queen will, I don't know, save the world and save the trees.
I'll tell you what, you can...
Perhaps.
If Brother Amos is sharing that information with you, you can all make society rolls.
Two.
24.
26.
Della?
21.
21. Olwyn?
2.
2. Okay. Yeah.
Is that a critical fumble?
What's society again?
Olwyn, you are convinced that if you could only get rid of the winter, these trees might come back to life. The rest of you, all of those of you who rolled above 20, so that'll be Della, Amos, and Otto, you know that Irison has been locked in perpetual winter for over 1,000 years. So kind of using that to draw more conclusions on these trees, you suspect there is some additional magic at work that's preventing them from flourishing, or at least keeping them in a state of stasis.
That magic be the weather?
It might be. Who knows?
If that's the case, then maybe the trees have some sort of leader, like an ent or something. And maybe if we save the tree leader, we can save the world.
Oh dear! Another fortitude save, please, Olwyn.
We all just look blankly at him.
I never know if you're joking when you say that. But
Brother
I think
Amos
you're joking.
gets into a fighting stance.
But don't all trees have crowns?
Otto.
Oh.
So that means every tree is a king. Every tree is a leader.
So let's just talk to this one.
So talk to the trees. How long is a tree?
The response you get is very wooden.
Oh.
Should we just leave?
Ignore that one. He's got to stick up his ass.
He doesn't exactly rush to bark a response to you.
Oh, I think we'd better just leave.
Yeah, I should branch out more often.
There we go. So before we got hopelessly distracted there,
trying to root it out of him.
So what would you finding yourselves on the outskirts of Whitethrone with Nadia leading you all away down the cliffside. What would you all like to do?
Let's make like a tree and get out of here.
Is the road we were on a trunk road?
Yes, it is. Funnily enough.
Yeah, I don't think follow.
We'll follow her. She seems to know where she's going.
Yes, glad somebody does.
Yep,
We'd be stumped without Nadia.
Oh,
Oh dear. Make it stop.
we should have saw that one coming.
And branched off. Oh.
Right, you continue down the cliffside path.
There are no more trees.
There are no more trees ever. There's been an extinction level event. There are no trees.
It's the precursor to the splinter elemental. The no trees.
No
That's it.
trees, no splinters. We've done it! We've saved the world from trees.
Oh dear. I think the
And if
heat's
we
made us
see-
all a bit delirious.
If we see a little one, maybe a flower or something like that, be careful because it might just be a plant. Okay.
You continue
anyway.
down the cliffside path.
Jesus Christ.
And as you sort of follow Nadia down towards, sort of winding your way down towards the shores of the glacier lake, a biting wind sort of cuts across you as you do so, and you huddle sort of deeper into your furs. And after about half an hour of sort of descending carefully, sort of down like hairpin switchbacks, leading your dogs quite carefully, so that they don't slip or anything. You come back on yourself sort of once more, and you can see just nestled at the base of the cliff, there looks to be a best way I can describe it is a ramshackle shanty town. The buildings themselves don't look too well maintained. You can see that even from here you can make out that there is quite a lot of movement sort of happening around the town itself. You see there's a small pier, a small docks area where fishing boats are coming and going onto a section of the lake that isn't frozen. You can see that whilst there is ice on the surface of the lake, there's kind of a section around the outside that is water, or at least has been cleared of ice. You can see, as I say, these fishing boats making their way out and round and back in to gather their catches for the day. And you descend a bit further towards this area itself, and Nadia sort of stops you just as you get toward the outskirts, and she says to you, "Right, I don't think I told you who we're meeting here. So Whitethrone itself is it's a little bit difficult to get into if you've not got the proper identification or anything like that. However, I know someone. His name is Ringgear. He was my husband's uncle, and he is let's just say he's got a talent for getting into and out of Whitethrone. So I'm hoping he can help us out a little bit."
He's a smuggler.
You could say that.
Okay.
Fine by me.
Yeah, I've got no issues with that.
No.
It's a good way of avoiding taxes.
Yeah,
Smuggling, yes.
Now, the one thing I must tell you is it's been some time since I was in Whitethrone. I don't know where Ringgear lives. I think we're going to have to ask around the locals a little, see if they know where he is.
Okay.
Fine. No one said this would be easy.
No, and we're very good at being discreet about things.
Yes.
Proven that. Possibly.
Have we?
I think we could do some improvements there.
Sometime, maybe. I don't know. Try to reassure her.
Consider me reassured, Owen.
Good. Excellent. My job's done.
Right. Come on then. Let's go. A word to the wise. It's not as bad as it was in Woldsby, but these folks are generally a bit wary of strangers. Just so you know.
Okay.
Right.
Would it be more sensible than if we waited outside the village and you went in on your own?
No. If I'm honest, I'd like you to help me cover some ground.
Okay.
This looks like a fairly small place, but there's a lot of people living here. Ringier could be almost anywhere.
I'm sure we'll find him.
Why don't these people live in the city?
Well, most of them choose not to. Others can't afford to. But as I say, mostly it's a matter of choice. You see, most humans in Whitethrone, if you're not Jadwigger, you're a slave.
What's a beware the Jadwigger, my friend with his slithy toves and... No? What's a Jadwigger?
A Jadwigger? A Jadwigger is basically the noble classes. They're named after Queen Jadwigger, who was the first Queen Baba Yaga put on the throne of Irison. Kind of people descended from her bloodline, that kind of thing. But as I say, if you're not Jadwigger, and all descendants of all the queens are Jadwigger, that's just what we call them for short.
Well earned, and yes. Sounds like shit.
Aye. You're not entirely wrong. You can see she's got there is a note of bitterness in her voice as she says that.
Born to privilege and never known any real desperate times, and makes decisions on other people's behalf when they don't know what it's like to actually be in that position in the first place. Yeah, it sounds like shit.
Aye, you're more right than you know, Olwen. Right. Come on, let's get inside. All right, and as Nadia sort of leads you towards, sort of the main entrance to this little shanty town, sort of leading you under a small wooden palisade on the outside as she does so, and almost immediately as you enter this small settlement, the stench of fish. Mostly fresh, although there is kind of the sweet underlying smell of decay that kind of wafts in here and there, hits your nostrils, and you see people sort of going about their business, sort of some carrying barrels, some carrying nets, some sort of carrying planks of wood, looking to finish making repairs to boats and such. As you enter this place known as the Fish Camps, we are going to end for tonight, folks.
Ooh, smells like home for the fishy friends.
That's not going to stick. Not going to stick.
No, I haven't taken to it at all.
Tales from the 20 Side is a Fiegel Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by Nazar Ryback from hooksounds.com. Editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.
So I'm ending my recording now.
Oh, we're not going to have a post-credits chat.
We spoke about the post credits.
We
Oh, I
did.
thought that was something you edited in.
None for you today.
We spoke about it and everything.
Oh, dear.
That's it.
No, okay.
I totally remember.
In
Call
one
it
ear and
there.
out the other.
Yeah.